And good afternoon. Hello. Even my computer is jumping up at me now. Paula, you're live. I know. Hi, good afternoon. Today's the 11th of October. So if you're here, pop a comment in the thing. Show me you're here. Let's have a chat. Say hello. So today I'm going to go through actually and talk about, repurposing your content that you've already created. And that I'm so excited about this because this is what I do. I'm now creating a lead magnet out for this. I did say I was going to go live on my social channels this morning, and you know what? I did not manage it. It happens. It happens. So let's not worry too much about that, but I do have some really juicy things for you today. So shall we dig in and get started? So we're going to look at 10 ways you can repurpose your content for your social channels. And why? Because when we think about being, anywhere on Facebook, on LinkedIn or whatever, it's like, oh my gosh, I need to create a whole load of content for that and a content for that and a whole load of content for that. And you can get so much overwhelm. But the thing is actually that your message is always consistent. If you are doing something within your business, it should be the same regardless of what channel it goes on. So let me show you actually the best ways that you can repurpose your content, okay? So do you know that there are 4.26 billion social media users in the world? That's massive, absolutely massive, 4.26 billion, okay? So there are a few people out there to reach. And Facebook, after launching still so many years, is still the largest social media platform. And it will be for a while because it's got over 1 billion active users. In second place, I think, is LinkedIn with 300 million, Instagram with 200 million. Facebook, nothing comes close to Facebook at the moment. Absolutely not. It's still the largest. But what's really, surprising actually is that let's just look at one country. So China, for example, have got nearly 1 billion social media users. From those 4.26, China have got 1 billion to themselves. Although if your audience is in China and that's the people you want to be targeting, you don't want to be targeting them through Facebook, despite Facebook being the biggest. Because only 3.3 million Chinese actually use Facebook. There you go. So it's all about doing your homework. Now, from all the stats I looked at, this was the most amazing because although, a quarter of the social media users are in China, but only a tiny percent of those are actually on Facebook, which is the world's largest platform. So make sure you do your homework and you know where your people are. So, do you know, most small businesses don't know the difference between a social media and search platforms, or let alone a posting schedule for both. So if you're here now and you're talking to me and you're watching me here, share with me, do you have a posting schedule or a posting strategy for both social media and your search platforms? I'd really love to know if you do. So having a social media plan and a search platform posting plan should be integrated into every small business because it can give you, it can just boost your SEO so much. And I'm going to show you why. Now, don't worry about, oh my gosh, FOMO, don't worry about it, okay? You just need to plan for you. And you need to worry only about you and only what you're doing, okay? And doing something is better than doing nothing. A slow, steady plan is better than no plan. And that's what you need to remember. So don't think that now you need to rush out on what I'm going to mention. You need to do everything. You don't. So, hey, I'm Paula. That's me on the screen there. And if you're watching any of these, okay, really, my favorite saying is automation in your business can save 4 hours a week minimum. What would you do with that 4 hours? Oh my gosh, I am sure that you've just thought of something that you could do. But that's what I help small businesses with. I help them with their posting strategy, their support strategy, and I help you to put all of that in place. And one of the things that we're going to be looking at today is one of those business processes by creating a posting schedule and strategy to be able to help you grow your social media side, regardless of where you want to be with it. And I'm going to talk to you through that more in a moment. So let's dig in, shall we? Please remember that you cannot be everything to everyone. So go find your audience. Okay. I love this post. Stop trying to make everyone happy. You're not beer. I do love that. Okay. Because it's so true. So why, when we're online, do we look at other accounts and we compare ourselves, the compare and despair? And how come that everybody that we look at always know how to do it? Well, actually, the reality is they don't. They really don't. I love this slide, actually. When I was working with Amanda, she showed me this for the first time. And I have to say, I kept it and just use it now, actually, in a lot of my posts. Because it's so true and it applies to so many things. That everybody around you really seem to have it together. And I have no idea what's going on. But everybody thinks that way. Absolutely everybody. So as long as you're doing something for you, that's the most important thing. But don't think that everybody else has got it together, because they don't. So instead of looking, for your own way, you're looking, most of us are looking out of our own boat, actually, at somebody else's boat, and thinking, oh my God, how come they got it so easy? But the problem is, if you stare too long at someone else, you'll fall out of your boat. So you need to learn what works for you, because you can stare at others all you like, but they don't hold the answer for your business. They really don't. So let me ask you a question. Do you want to be seen? Do you want more followers? Do you want more engagement? What do you want? And that's such a really important question here. What do you want? Because once you know what you want, then you can make a plan. Just saying yes to all of the questions and trying to achieve them all at once is hard work. Okay? Any posting strategy should not be based around trying to achieve all of those things I mentioned a moment ago. So pick one objective at a time. So if you're new or you have low engagement, your objective should be, where are my audience? If you have a platform with an audience, your objective should be, how can I increase my engagement? If you have a platform with an audience and a good following and engagement, your objective should be, how can I reach new audiences? So I hope that you can put yourself into one of those three camps. So let's look at, what can I do? So for some of the people on here that, went through Tech Pixies like I did, this was actually part of Joy's sunflower thing, actually, and she mentioned this a lot, but it really resonates. But mine is more of a circle, because there's extra things that we're going to pop in here now. And I think that if you look at weekly content, you need to do something live that's weekly that goes out, onto your social channels. So whether it be a weekly live, and I do one every Friday, whether it's a podcast that goes out, that is put out there, whether it's a blog, whether it's anything like that, a weekly piece of content that goes out. And then you need to layer it, that also comes in with the social media marketing or the email marketing, which is your social media strategy plan. You then need to repurpose the weekly content and the social media strategy plan into repurposing your content for search platforms, because then that's then going to boost back into your business. So all of those things there are going to go straight back into your business, and your business then could do with then more weekly content, and your message doesn't change. So just think about all of those things that you've already created. Repurpose is the key, especially when you need help to have more exposure. So let's look at where you can post your content on your social media. So what do I mean by social media? I mean Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Twitter, TikTok. These are the, in terms of social media, they're the biggest 5. Now you're probably thinking, Paula, you missed 1 or 2 out there, but there is a reason for it. Okay. So I am on Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, and TikTok. I don't do Twitter. Don't personally get on with it. I don't really like it. So, but find where your audience are. This is it. I've gone through mine and I'm still testing. Everything with me is testing. So let's look at where you can repurpose your content. Here we go. Search platforms. And what do I mean by search platforms? Pinterest, YouTube. There you go. Repurposing for Pinterest and YouTube, okay, are going to be like a game changer within your business. Everything that you've already created, if you think about that for a moment, okay, if you then post it onto Pinterest or YouTube with a strategy for posting there as well, When Google searches anything, and if you think about this now for any search that you've ever done, Pinterest and YouTube tend to come up near the top. And the reason for that is because Pinterest is a search engine like Google, but with a dozen pictures and lots of great keywords. YouTube is used actually for lots of searches because there are a billion videos on there, or more, million, billion, gajillion videos. So as long as you're posting on Pinterest, okay, using the right keywords, and you're posting the same things on YouTube using the right keywords there as well. And if you can imagine that your post went on Facebook, it went on YouTube, and it went on Pinterest, that is 3 places actually it can be seen as opposed to just one. So that's 3 places, all right? So let's look at how you can repurpose your content. Hey, look at my post, look. Questions. I love questions. So taking any Facebook or Instagram post, and what I mean by that is a static post like the one you can see on the screen, okay, and record yourself saying the same thing in a video. That's it. A quick, less than 1 minute video always works, okay? And if you came on actually and did a video and said, hey guys, so what's the worst thing about working from home? For me, it's XYZ, and then posted it, you just then doubled one post. That's it. You have then reached a completely different audience because some of your audience repost and others will watch videos. So reuse the content across all of your platforms in this way. I'm going to show you some more in a second. I want you to go and create a blog from your social media posts or your videos that you've already got and use that for social posting and add it to your website as well. You can also add then the blogs to your emails. So taking something that you've already created, turning it into a blog post, adding it to your website, adding it to your emails, you're using the same content, but just putting it in different places. Now, when you put that on your website, that becomes a search factor. When you put it in a blog, okay, and you then post that blog onto your social media and you have your blog out there, you're then being found again because of all the extra keywords when people are searching. You're giving yourself so much more, well, options to be found really by using just the one thing which you had to start with. Create your own memes from any post or image that you already have in Canva for free. I knocked this one up the other night. Okay, my kids thought it was hilarious thinking I was calling myself a witch. But I made that, okay. It didn't take very long at all. Canva is a great free tool to use. And if you're already using Canva for creating posts, take something and repurpose it. This is it. Repurpose what you've already got to make something different, to then repost again as a different theme. So I would have used this book actually probably 6 months ago or a year ago and said, what books are you reading, okay? And I would have had the Create Magic book. And then I repurposed it to use it actually for a meme 6 months later. There you go. Record a 1 minute video or tutorial and show your audience how to. Repurpose from socials to search engines to boost your SEO. And we keep coming back to the same things. It's all about repurposing those things. Do you know a 1 minute video or up to 59 seconds can be repurposed on a YouTube short and onto the Instagram for the Reels and onto Pinterest. So you can post your 1 minute videos everywhere. Okay, they can be put wherever you want them to be. All right, so good. Making sure that actually if you're reposting onto YouTube or to Pinterest, wherever you post it, you put those words in as well to make sure actually that you're boosting your SEO. Now the next thing is actually using the posts and videos that you've already created to make a lead magnet. What about an ebook? Look, this actually shows you actually the percentage of content actually which businesses do. So 19% of small businesses have an ebook out. And the ebook is written based on the stuff that you've already created. Or they give a discount to get people onto their list, or they create a webinar, they do a video, they do a guide, a free trial, a checklist. You know, you have already all of these things within your business. Just repurpose that content, call it something else and throw it back out again. Because I can assure you, okay, unless somebody's already seen absolutely everything you do, if you create a checklist or let's call it a guide, you call it a guide to creating, you know, how to repurpose your content, okay? And then you call it something else in 6 months' time and you pop it out with slightly different wording and a few different tweaked things, okay? People that miss it the first time might grab it the second time. And if they grab it twice, then great. If they don't grab it at all, then you keep going. But everything can be repurposed into something else. And once you've created that something else, guess what? You then repost about that again in your email marketing, on your YouTube, on your social channels, and in your email marketing. So create a checklist. People love checklists. You need to do this plus this plus this plus this plus this to get this outcome. It's great. And you know what? This is stuff that you've already done and stuff you already know. If you think about a checklist, actually, it could probably take you 10 seconds to knock up a checklist to do something that you know how to do really quickly. And guess what? It's probably going to be one of your favorite posts on socials because everybody's going to be like, oh, that's great. I didn't know that. And guess what else you can do with a checklist? You can use it as a lead magnet. What else can you do as a checklist? Create it in a video. So I could say, this is a video here. I'm doing a 1-minute video on YouTube, and I could go tech checklist, create privacy notice, website terms and conditions, create cookie policy, contracts, and all of these videos where people point to things for 1 minute and you're done. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You've already done it. Host a live Q&A on your channel. This looks familiar from last week. On one subject at a time. You can then host lots of these and then chop them into smaller segments for those 1-minute tips. You've already got it. Go and repurpose it. If you create a video, the words that you put into your videos at the top to help you boost your SEO, go and reuse those words and create a text post from them next time, like I had at the beginning. So instead of using that text post to create a video, use that video words to create a text post. You've already got the words. I can assure you, you've already got them. You know what you're saying. So amazing stuff. I need to repurpose better. Thanks, Nick. Create a podcast from all of the many subjects you know about. I just popped one of mine up here, actually. And every Wednesday or Thursday, I do a techie word of the week. And the reason I do the techie word of the week is because I want people to know actually that some of the words that their social media managers or the people that build their websites or sort out their SEO for them is, there is so much, they use so many difficult words that maybe you don't understand. So the whole point of me doing techie word of the week is actually so that way then you get to actually learn what these words are, and I break it down to make it so super simple for you. Okay? Now, I could create a podcast on all of my techie words of the weeks that I've ever created. Okay, I could. I'm not going to. It doesn't interest me whatsoever. But you could. Think about what you post regularly out about. Think about your niche subject that you know so much about. Go and talk about it. And lastly, use your FAQ page for content for your posts and vice versa. So if you go onto your website, okay, do you have an FAQ page? If you do, take one question at a time, use that as a post from Canva, put it on your thing, okay, on your social channels, and then go and create a video. I get asked all the time, what happens actually if I don't want to create a course? I just want to sort out my email marketing. That's great. We can do that for you. You can work with me one-to-one, or you can take one of my masterclasses. How many FAQs have you got on your website? Go and repurpose them. They're there. You've already created it. So wouldn't it be good if you could put all of this into a plan and identify online where you need to be, have handy little videos to how to just to reduce overwhelm, and know that you can ask questions in a live Q&A if you got stuck. Be confident that in 6 months, within less than 6 months, okay, you'll have a 6 months planner for your posting across the platforms and without recreating new content every time. Because do you know what? It's completely possible. You can. When it comes to social media posts, consistency is key and repurposing is so important. The same written post repurposed into a video gives the same information in a different format and will reach a different audience without having to think of something else. So the same written post repurposed into a video will reach a different audience. Think about this for a second. When you're on socials, do you now scroll through posts or do you watch videos? If you used to be the person to scroll through posts and you never used to watch videos, then you were only the post person. If now you stop watching posts and only watch videos, now you're a videos person. So think about that for a moment, because you're missing out a trick here if you're not repurposing your content. So you can do all of this, and I'm not going to do it for you. No, I don't do that, but you can do it yourself. So I want you to go and grab your top 10 tips of these, okay? And you'll get 15% off the next organic social media masterclass, which is, because I haven't yet done it, because I've been very busy this week, and I don't mind to say so. Join the mailing list and I can give you the code. And then once it goes live, then you can have the tips, okay? And you can have the discount code. But by having all of this, actually, it will give you the help and tips you need to allow you to be able to follow, copy, and implement really easily. Because that's all you need, is just a handy guide along the way. So when you achieve something for yourself, remember your whole thought process changes. And knowing that you're working to a plan actually is going to just be really, really important for you, because you know then that you're working towards something. Now, like I said, my top tips sheet, lead magnet, that's the word, isn't quite ready yet. So make sure to jump on my list, okay? And anybody that jumps on my list, I'll go and tag you as soon as you come in. And as soon as that's ready, then I'll get it out to you. So I wonder if anybody has any questions. I know that I'm a few moments actually ahead of anybody watching live, so I'm just going to go and remove that one out. Now, what's really important about all of this actually is that we think that creating lots and lots of posts is the way we need to, what we need to do for our business. But it's not. It's really not. And if you keep changing what you're saying, you're almost diluting your brand. If you're working on something really specific, just find different ways to write it. If you're working on something and it is only that one thing, find a different way to deliver it. Don't change your subject. Don't change, and water down your niche. Be completely, talk to those people that you want to talk to. Because once you found them on the right channels, once you found them and they're watching you, once you found them and they're listening to you, once they found you and they're reading to you, they're reading your posts, life becomes a whole lot easier. And once you've tested out where you need to be, you will then know what platforms you need to post on. And exactly, here we go. I'm just going to bring Nick's message over. Look at this. He said, work smarter, not harder. Exactly that, Nick. Yeah. It's not about reinventing the wheel. Don't need to. Your only job actually is to continue doing what you do best. Okay, and that's being you and, showing everybody your amazing business coming forward. So that's it for me. I'm done here. Like I said, if you want to join the mailing list, magictagic.com, okay? If you open up the page, it won't be apparent to join the mailing list, but the minute you try to leave, that box will pop up at you, okay? Join the mailing list, and anybody that comes in over the next hour or so, I will make sure that anybody new coming in after today actually gets those tips as soon as they're ready. And guess what? It's okay to repurpose something and not have it ready for when you need it. I did it today. I don't forget. Life happens, doesn't it? So do it imperfectly. Get something out there. Start creating waves. Do it. That's it. Speak to you later.